Hello and welcome to the power of team. In every area of our lives, we experience the results of teams working together to provide services, deliver products, and realize outcomes that help us personally and professionally. Now, even the most disruptive, innovative leaders like Elon Musk, Howard Schultz, Jeff Bezos, Mary Barra, and Steve Jobs, as smart and capable as they are, would not be successful without the people around them, however much some of that crowd might believe otherwise. We really do take teams for granted. Look, teams are inherent in society, and we likely take for granted the importance of teams and their effective teaming competencies, i.e., how they work together to achieve outcomes. Now, we know from our 30-year Research Institute history that most teams in the world have never had a discussion about how they work together. Think about that for a moment. People are working together every single day within teams and across teams, but have never had a conversation and agreed on how they'll work together. Sure, they'll talk about what they're trying to achieve, perhaps why it's important, and which processes and technology they can apply, but not how they should partner together. This means that working at their optimal level, what we call team cohesion, is normally reserved for a very few teams that discuss and agree how they'll partner together, or perhaps the very few and far between lucky teams that stumble upon the formula for success. And luck is not an effective tool in today's business world. Why would we accept that our outputs, our joy at work, our working hours, and our success are predicated on luck? Moreover, because most teams don't realize that and as a consequence operate at a suboptimal level, we know from our research that up to 50% of the value of the work that teams do is lost because of the lack of teaming competencies. 50%. Now, although intuitive to think so, there is not always a correlation between organizations that are well established and or those with defined workflows and effective communication channels and those who are effective in teaming. Effective teaming competencies aren't the same as processes and workflows, and some of the worst cases of poor teaming I've seen are those in large organizations that provide a false sense of teaming security. How long organizations have been established is also irrelevant. Most teams struggle with alignment and have differing perspectives on collaboration and work processes. Factors such as team composition, conflicting priorities, and inadequate communication contribute to lower levels of agreement on how teams work together. Ironically, the greater the issues caused by a lack of agreement on how people will work together, the more teaming competencies are required. But it's not really the soft stuff, as it's often referred to. Now, of course, the dynamics of each team are unique, but what is consistent across industries and geographies is the need for teams to achieve team cohesion, working together actively on fostering candor, collaboration, communication, and alignment to improve their effectiveness and productivity. Now, people laugh at this, dismissing it and calling it the soft stuff, but it's far from soft. This drives real value, real outcomes, adds or saves real hours of work, and makes work harder or easier and more or less joyful. If we are to believe that our people are our best assets, then why are we not supporting them effectively? Why do we just assume that people know how to have effective conversations about how they'll work together when they never have before? And that's what really chokes me up. We make these assumptions about them having these conversations, but they've never had them. So how on earth do we expect them to have effective conversations about teaming? The bottom line here is that teams really do reap what they sow. The paradox here is that most team leaders say they're working too many hours and not getting the best outcomes from their team members. Now, team members believe they're working too hard as well, with insufficient support and corporate targets that just keep getting more and more insurmountable. Everyone is investing too much personal time during evenings and at weekends, and things don't appear to be getting any better. If anything, with the economic realities approaching, the future is likely to include less resourcing in our teams, higher targets, and greater expectations of performance. What is needed is a way to urgently break the cycle. Time and time again, in organizations across the spectrum from startups, mid-market, Fortune 500 organizations, public sector, and more, we've helped teams and organizations unlock their latent value and drive accelerated and elevated results with less effort, less personal time invested, and in addition, being able to do so more joyfully. We really, right now, are at a critical inflection point. While team cohesion is rare, it is easy to achieve with the right support. Just as any organization would invest in technical skills, leadership competencies, and more, organizations are at a critical inflection point where we can invest in what will make a significant difference to our success, our personal lives, and our career trajectories. Or we can stick with the status quo that is painful, problematic, and will only get worse. And here's the bottom line. Team cohesion is our proven methodology for delivering 10x outcomes, exponential results. It's a commitment to delivering on the North Star mission of the work each team says they'll achieve, plus a commitment to cross the finish line together as a team, rather than leaving people behind just because we've done our work. So why should we help them? Organizations of all sizes have enjoyed partnering with us to unlock their true potential and realize how easy it is to make changes that unleash radically different outcomes. Now, knowing that teams are critical to us living our lives, imagine if every team applied team cohesion. Imagine if each team was able to achieve 10x more while working fewer hours and enjoying them more. And that is exactly what brought us to introduce the concept of to the power of team. Every single activity, idea, and outcome would be accelerated through the power of the team. And the outcomes would not just be 5 to 10% better, they'd be exponentially different. And that's why we believe in the power of the team and how we can all achieve more to the power of team. I'd go one step further here, which I accept may be controversial. I honestly believe that if more teams practiced team cohesion and worked in ways that drove success, it could truly transform society. Team and organizational outputs would be higher. Countries would see significant shifts in GDP, and we'd be released from many of the evening and weekend binds that tie us to our devices. And we could use that time that we'd get back for family and friend time, personal pursuits, and more, giving us all richer lives. If team cohesion hasn't been part of your conversations in your physical, remote, or hybrid workplaces, it's time to do so. I've made it my personal mission to share this message and methodology with the world so that we can help as many leaders and team members as possible unlock their true potential. What makes me sad is that the number of teams practicing the proven team cohesion practices is low, and even when leaders and their teams are aware of what can radically shift their outcomes and give back their personal time, most don't do anything with that information. And they continue on in the happenstance way they've been working on for years. In as little as a few hours, we support teams in recontracting the ways they work together, and that alone can bring significant benefits. So where to begin? Well, look, get in touch to learn how we can help you enjoy the significant benefits of team cohesion. We literally apply our methodology in your team meeting and coach the new practices so you get your work done while learning how to team effectively together. We'll partner with you to co-create the experience that will give you these benefits. Alternatively, if you want to benchmark how your team is performing against our rich data set, you can take our rapid team effectiveness quotient diagnostic, and you'll find a link here as well. It's truly time for each of us to stand up and be counted. And when each of us does that, we'll truly understand and enjoy what is possible to the power of team. I'm excited to hear where you are with your team and what support we can offer you as you continue to accelerate and elevate your results using teaming competencies. Get in touch.